It's time for Access the Experts from the University of Nebraska at Omaha with your host, Brandon Axamit.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Access the Experts on News Channel Nebraska, where every Tuesday and Thursday, University of Nebraska at Omaha faculty members answer today's questions facing our state. Now today we have the pleasure of hearing from Dr. Zhigang Feng, who is an associate professor of economics at UNO. So Zhigang, today's question is, what will be the long-term impacts of COVID-19 on the travel and tourism industry?
Thank you so much for that question, Brandon. I would be happy to talk about the impact of COVID-19 on travel and the tourism industry. Let me start with the importance of this sector to our local economy. Before the pandemic hits, domestic and international travelers spent more than $5 billion at our home state, Nebraska. And this sector has directly and indirectly employed more than 500,000 people. And it also generates close to $800 million revenue to federal, state, and local government. So you can see it's quite important. Next, I want to highlight the difficulty in predicting what's going to happen or the impact of COVID-19 on these sectors. So this is because we have to weigh in the consequence of this economic and health crisis on demand and supply factors that affect these sectors. In terms of supply, not all business will survive, and not everyone can regain the capacity simultaneously once the crisis is over. In terms of demand, we must factor in the evolution of the crisis, the availability of the vaccines, the lifting of travel restrictions, and how these crises affect consumers' travel behaviors over the long term. Now, given this background, let me just explain some possible impacts we may see in the mid-term and the long term. First, domestic tourism is expected to benefit. People will prefer to visit local and to travel domestic destinations to avoid the possible disruptions. And secondly, travel behavior will be influenced by the evolution of the crisis, as well as long-term consumer behaviors change, okay? So this may include emergence of new niche and market segments, and also a greater focus on safety protocols and a contactless tourist experience. And the third, safety and hygiene have become the focus of most travel destinations. And travelers will prioritize private solution over time. And they may avoid big gatherings. So that's going to have impact on these sectors. And the next structure change will be expected to happen because, as I mentioned earlier, not all businesses will survive. Not everyone will regain the capacity simultaneously once the crisis is over. The next factor is going to be skill shortage. So this is because people lost their job and some workers redeployed to different sectors. So that's going to change the supply of skills in these sectors. Lastly, digitalization is going to regain momentum. So we are going to see widespread use of automations, contactless payment service, virtual experience, real-time information provisions. Okay, so that's my answer to your questions. So if you want further information, please visit unomaha.edu. Thank you so much.
Access the Experts, presented by the University of Nebraska at Omaha. If you have questions, submit them on our website. Then join us every Tuesday and Thursdays at 6:46 a.m. and p.m. while we answer your questions.